All right, so it's recording, but I can edit all this, so don't worry about if you're losing
Okay.
track of your thoughts and everything.
Okay.
So you can start whenever. You can do an introduction if you'd like of like,
Yep.
hi, I'm Kim. I wanted to
Okay.
contribute to a...
Let me
awesome.
talk.
Okay, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Kim Kalahar. My son, Lance Kalahar, is kind of figuring out he's a pretty motivational kind of guy. So he's kind of challenged us to figure out what we can do to save the world. And of course, I was like, I can't save the world. But he broke it down, let's do small things. I work for the National Center for Women in IT. So a lot of what we do is trying to educate people about how to listen to each other. Simple. We all do that, right? We all should be doing that. We all do that most of the time. And right now, we're doing listening, but it's online. So how can you listen online? I'm a big proponent of golden rule. I'm always about the golden rule, right? My kids will probably are bored with that. But, you know, things that you take away from that, you know, of course you treat others as you want to be treated, you know, which is with empathy, with caring, with kindness, and grace. So bring that into the online world that we're all living in right now. So I have an example. It's springtime. A lot of people have cabins that they go to, us included. We live in Colorado. We go to Nebraska, Lake McConaughey. Actually, let's edit that out because we don't want anybody to know about that. It's a really well kept secret.
Colorodo's best kept secret is Nebraska.
Anyway, we go there in the springtime. We're looking forward to opening up our cabin for 6 months in a couple weeks. It's really made me start thinking, you know, probably shouldn't be doing that, right? I've been seeing things online. Okay, I'm from Michigan. A lot of people in Michigan from the cities have cabins up north. We were fortunate enough as a kid, we did the same. We ended up moving up to it. So we've had family in the area in upper Michigan, not UP, but lower upper Michigan for 50 years. So, you know, we're invested in it. We love the community. We go back home to see our family still in that community. I start seeing posts online about, hey, stay home, quarantine, this means you, stay downstate. So I'm seeing these posts and more people are jumping on the bandwagon, yeah, stay downstate, blah, blah, blah. And it was really kind of bothering me because I'm thinking, this is where I grew up. You know, everybody there had, you know, it's one state. We had people that came up and visited us on the weekends. We had family that moved up there. All of this has happened. And I'm like, well, has things changed that much? We go back quite often. You know, everybody's very welcoming to us when we get there. These are not things people would say to each other probably. If somebody was standing in front of you talking like that, you wouldn't listen to them, right? So I'm thinking, well, we need to figure out a way to communicate this message without being rude, you know. So let's go back to our being graceful, having some empathy, using the golden rule. So I went online and I responded back. And it's kind of just basically said that was pretty harsh. Is there maybe a better way to say that? Like, hey, we're kind of all in this together. We're just trying, we understand that we want to head north and enjoy your weekend places up here. But we're trying to self-quarantine and keep all of our cooties together. And so we appreciate you, we're missing you, we love your boost that you give our local economy. But hey, during these unprecedented times, maybe you just stay with your own close little group that you're with right now. Let's not spread this thing, and hopefully we can all come out and celebrate eventually. That's what we want to do. So it made me start thinking about that with our place. You know, I was like, I'm sure that, and we actually have a state line dividing us between Colorado and Nebraska. So, you know, that's even more division. But I guess the bottom line is I want everybody to just think about the golden rule, and maybe, and we're gonna have to do a little bit of editing.
That's fine.
So,
I was gonna just tell Lance to stop licking. Stop licking yourself, dude. That's a good point that you're making, though. You want to hear the psychological term behind it?
No, you know I hate that.
Okay, fine. But just kidding. I'm gonna tell you anyway. It's called de-individuation, where online we de-individuate, where we don't.
Say what you would say.
We don't associate our normal interactions with how we're doing it because there's a divide up. That's how road rage happens. Is there's a divide here, so I can tell you off and get way crazier.
I'm gonna forget what I was gonna say. When I posted, I expected it to be like, I expected to get blasted by everybody, and the post just continue and say, oh my gosh, you know, what are you, a liberal, or, you know, I mean, just where are you coming from? You don't know our life, and blah, blah, blah. And the person that originally posted it liked my comment, which really shocked me. So I thought, well, that went into a good place. It was, the end result was, I think people heard the message of, hey, you know, we all are in this together. We need to do our own thing and keep our own little quarantines going within our own little communities. Let's not take it to, you know, a couple 100 miles up north. Let's keep it within our own communities, and then we can get together and celebrate. Maybe 4th of July, we're hoping.
Hopefully.
We'll
That'd
see.
be awesome.
Yes. So we're all trying to come up with a little challenge or a little how we can save the world. So how about you approach people online as if you were talking to them? And maybe, bonus, the people might listen. I think it's real obvious to us when we're talking to a person, we're not going to get right in their face and start pointing at them, which is what an exclamation point is. You know, we're going to actually, you know, have a conversation with them. And of course, online you can't have that other part, but put yourself in their shoes. Use the golden rule. Let's be empathetic. And at the same time, you might get a better result. You might have people actually listening to you if they're not just ready to defend themselves. And let's continue this after this pandemic has left us, and that we can keep going and doing this on an interpersonal level as well as online. But right now you have the chance online. So be kind, be generous, be empathetic, be graceful.
Hey doggies, how do we save the world? What should we do? Do you have any ideas, any insight? What do you think? Nothing? Okay, just keep doing you. We'll follow your lead.